Perfect timing! Is everybody excited? Toothpaste comes out. Slow and methodically putting on water, and now the onset of the brushing process commences. That's crazy. Will he also hit the adjacent teeth? Clean them up. Oh my God, what a fantastic play. Don't only idiosyncratically focus on one single teeth. That does not bode well in the end. No, he's spitting. That's a great play. That's fantastic. Nailed it. And you also don't want to leave any plugs alive. No, because they can bite you in the back. It's a bit of a back cap shenanigan if you so want to see it like that. Slowly. Still, another spit. That's brave, unorthodox, but I suppose it works. Also, oh, that's a huge flop if I've ever seen one. What was that? He did so well. The marbles are spilled. He only has to revel in his own failure. Day ruined. Game over. It all started on a rather sunny Sunday evening in the law library. I mean, I just wanted to concentrate because degree is quite important at that point. And the guy just took the book. He had all the advantages he could in his hands. He dropped the book. How do you drop a book? In the midst of it, they had everything going. And from that, it was a downward spiral. It's never been the same. Ever since.
And Super stepping forward towards the coffee machine. The cup goes in. The button is pressed. The coffee almost about to be dispensed from the machine. We're going to have to wait for a moment. He's going for the Cafe Creme, 140 millilitres. Is that a good choice here on a Sunday morning, right before the final day of Überfest? We're going to have to wait. The lights are flashing. It's very, very tense here in front of the coffee machine. This machine is whirring. It's stirring up. Is it going to come? Is it going to happen? It's where he gets thinking about it. Supra looking a bit disappointed. He thought it might be a little bit faster. Is it going to be there in time? Oh, here we go. The coffee. It starts pouring out. There's 2 streams going in. Look, it fills up. It fills up so slowly. He's having to wait. There's steam pouring off. This coffee looks really, really good. It fills up more. Nearly towards the brim of this cup. Is it going to be enough though for Supra? There's not a great deal of coffee going in this, but it's only actually filled the coffee cup halfway. Supra looks a little bit shocked by that one. But is he going to take it? I think he's going to go for it regardless. And with a look of resignation, he takes a sip. Is it good? Is it what he was after? Oh, there's a nod and a smile. Supra knows it. What a fantastic cup of coffee Supra has got as he now goes on to start getting to the server room so he can start his day of work here at Überfest. It's just so hard to get things done in my life. I just can't keep quiet. I go meet friends and I'm just, every time they even go to the bar, they get a drink. I'm like, the urge comes and overcomes me. It's too much.
So now he's thinking, can he play this? Is this the best opportunity for him? Ooh, that looks like a decent kind of idea, but maybe not. Maybe it's the wrong play from Supra. And now Dave stands triumphant, thinking exactly what he needs to do. The play comes in. It's the green. It's what he needs, exactly. Oh, but Supra comes back. Striking back straight away. Nearly the champion now. 1 square stands. And here it is. The Giga Block. And there we go. He's tied the game, won the series, and Dave is the champion. You know, I used to have dreams. I had so many things to look forward to in my life, but ever since I started, just been in this malaise. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. There's nothing to look forward to. I'm not the same.
And here we see he's looking depressed. He's looking like he doesn't quite know what to say, what's going on with him. He's distraught. How could this possibly happen to him? What's he going to do? How's he going to overcome this? Oh, leaning back in the chair, deep thoughts coming out from Ben. Oh no, it's gone terribly. He's absolutely thrown it. He's booked it. He doesn't know. He's lost it. It's gone. It's over for Ben. Seen her in 6 months. The love of my life. Gone. She stayed with me for so long. She tried to understand me. I understand my problem. She told me to get some help, but I wouldn't listen to her. I tried to tell her, no, this is a way of life. It's making me the better person. It's who I want to be. And she would say, okay. But it just got too much for her. And in the end, she left me.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jake. We have a rule around Casters Anonymous that whoever's speaking will touch the headset until it's the next person's turn. Now, a little bit about me. I have been clean for the past 6 months, and I've not felt the urge to cast, not even once. It's hard. It's really hard. But I'm trying really my best to make sure that I do not disappoint my family, my friends, my loved ones.
Wonderful. I guess I'm next. I'm keeping it
Please.
short and simple. I try to refrain from Latin words. I think I'm also on a good way of recovery. Oh, I also have to touch the headset. Oh, pretty good headset. How good is the microphone? That's cool. So see, this is why I have to keep it short and please.
I'm not Steven. I relapsed last night. It's not been much, but I want to get better. I want to do more for everyone I really care about. Because
Frantic.
I just can't help myself. I just want to keep going. I want to get in the flow. I want to get things going. I want to get excited about these things. This headset is so good. Everyone around me. It's an amazing time. I need.
Now the analysis.
It's been a while.
That's all I'm saying.
I've been doing my best, but
He's visualizing locks.
there's no way to do it. All three of you have been so good for so long.
The
And now
gesticulation.
it's been,
Amazing.
Yeah, but it's easy to do play-by-play.
but these guys, they've inspired me for such a long time, and they try.
Falling back to the others. A hard play.
I try and do it, but I just don't know.
But analysis, it's great. You have so few word repetition.
You say that, but even so,
Touch the headset once again.
Ball play by day. It's very risky.
It's not your turn.
Can't help it. Thank you, Dave. We need to give it to Ben right now. Ben, please share your struggle.
I'm currently having a very bad addiction to casting. I've casted fresh meat 6v6 games this season.
It's dying.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely unbelievable. He is going for the absolute deepest, darkest moment of his life right now.
Can he make it through?
They can't even push last with Uber ads.
No way.
No.
That sounds like crazy.
How did they do this? How did they do this? Ben, how are you holding up?
I'm not. I'm really. It's not there. I'm being contested by everyone. There's 4 people. They're all trying to get me to stop.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, this is absolutely crazy play. So he's still holding the headset right now, and he's shared the darkest secret with us.
In shambles!
In absolute shambles. He's dropped the ball, and I have dropped the ball as well.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen. Absolute
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Please Oh, he's absolutely bull.
Please kommt's.
Eyepie, it's final time, and this is the 4th time in like 2 weeks that the Maggots are playing against Witness.
Yeah.
And they have yet to find any kind of success in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insider info. I was in the witness room when they were talking about what picks and bans they were going to do. There was a lot of discussion about Gully Wash. The witness opinion is all they had to do is work out their mids, and the rest will work out itself. But I guess we're going to find out, because, baby, this is the start of our grand finals. Map 1, Gully Wash here at Überfest 2025. TDG versus Dirty Maggots. Take us away, Juan.
On to middle we go, and it's early aggression here for the Maggots as both the soldiers of Witness bombing up high, taking a lot of space, but it's Jordy landing straight into Thomas. And with Lucas finding a pipe kill onto Af, it is already difficult for the Maggots to come out on top. They have a lot of height, and a KN in a very good position, a lot of low health bars on the opposing side, so KN can only find 2, and that's going to leave Piggles running away with Voxtech as a very, very fast aggression from both sides ends up with Witness on top.
Yeah, that was really, really scary to begin with. It almost seemed like Witness were going to be going just all the way, just kind of slamming them, but great work from KN. Importantly, getting those crucial frags and forcing the rest of them back to at least keep Piggles alive. You can tell it's the grand finals because we've already got ourselves a spy on the field.
Yeah, this is Thomas running a very interesting offensive spy play, but this time around, spammed out and spotted out instantly. So Thomas is going to have to run back. Did run it to win that second map in the lower bracket the upper bracket final rather. And as such, he's going to have to just back off and get back to resub all the way on last, by the way. So instead it's going to be Sil bombing in, aiming straight for the enemy medic, but Piggles surfs it wonderfully.
Yeah, great little bit of pressure towards Choke as well from Pappy. So, you know, combined with Sil's bomb, did manage to get a little bit of spam. Oh, Jordy gets in so clean. That is wild. The easiest force of his life. Auto, even getting forced back. That Uber's going to do absolutely nothing. Dude, immediate counter. Great start from Dirty Maggots.
Yeah, this is now Maggots in a wonderful position here. Have to convert it through Choke. And this is a very scary point to go through. So KN's going to bomb in early and to sort of soften the blow for the rest of the team because the projectiles of Witness are right there and immediately shutting down Af. So now it's all onto Zams as the Uber comes out and no one is in position to go forwards. The Uber forced expertly from Witness as it is a bit of damage to Lucas, but completely dodged. Wonderfully played by Witness Gaming.
Oh, Sil's still under point. He has been spotted out, but this is maybe a bit of an opportunity for Witness to try and get all the way back in. They're trying to bust through. Sil getting a lot of damage for getting cleaned up by Voxy here, but importantly, the rest of these players, they are starting to make their way through. Tomas and Ixie combining to try and get a few frags here, and this is looking pretty crushing on the side of the Maggots. They're getting absolutely annihilated. They do have both the scouts remaining, but this is going to be so crucial now. This is going to be TDG taking control of the midpoint with a full 100% Uber advantage. Second will be theirs. There's nothing stopping them from going straight through to last.
Yeah, they can just instantly take this. No one is anywhere near them. And that fight on the middle was an absolute disaster. Losing Af before the fight even begins. The Uber charge probably should have popped onto him. But instead, with him falling, the Witness soldiers do so much work in just stunting the push. So now, 100% is going to come in onto Thomas straight away as a gun has been built, but it's an early pick onto Jordy. Lucas running straight for the gun, and it is taken down. The Pyro still up, and there's still stickies on the point. So that is a Pappy bombing up across, trying to take height, but the Heavy is there to counter him. So many more players are flooding in, though, and with Af taken down on the Pyro, the point is available and open to be occupied. Thomas doing a lot of work. Everyone shoved into spawn, but there's still stickies on it, and Witness have to play so careful as Pappy now in onto Zams, who is living on a sliver of HP, but the world crumbles around him. Piggles with 1 kill onto Lucas. Pappy has to do it all, and like that, Witness are already up 1-0.
Oh, that was, I think, one of the most patient last pushes I've ever seen on the side of Witness. They knew exactly what they had to do. And I'm going to be real, Dirty Maggots, they did make it difficult for them. They were playing really, really well around the spawn. It was really solid work from Zams to keep control of the point. But ultimately, I think it comes down to that very, very late kill onto Piggles. Witness knew they didn't have to rush things at all, because they, you know, it wasn't one of those situations where Piggles was going to get that Uber any second. They could play slow, really calm, cool, collected, and they find themselves with a lead already.
So Sil's going to bomb in early on mid here. bit of decent damage, but just look at the red health bars. Just so low across the board, actually. So the Witness aggression comes in, and Af and Voxy combine for 2. This is suddenly looking much nicer for the Maggots as they have a player in behind as well in choke, doing a lot of work. But so is Ixie. He's sneaking in behind. The rest of his team is incredibly weak, and Auto has already fallen. So it is up to him to reclaim the advantage as Lucas finds nothing, and Ixie's in a 1v4. He's never won these before, and unfortunately he won't this time either. Jordy, with a masterful rocket onto Thomas, responds, and suddenly the Maggots have a massive advantage.
This is huge. This is exactly what you need playing against this Witness team. The second they get any kind of advantage, if you can come right back, make them feel uncomfortable, really show them that you are taking this grand final seriously, and you're going to take them to the bitter end, this is perfect. So, full Uber advantage. Going to be looking towards this Shutter. They do have a bit of time to play with, but not forever. And Shutter is where they're going.
So Uber popped in straight onto Zams. No gun is up for Witness, just opting for the Heavy and the Pyro instead. So Zams has a lot of time to spam the enemy team, and Jordy does so much damage. Luke is instantly taken down, and that is Maggots fighting themselves around, and a lifeline and an answer that they are ready.
That is incredible. That is perfect focus onto Lucas there. You can see how important it is that Demo playing behind point in such a safe position. For as long as they live, that point can never be occupied. But as soon as you can take them down, all those Witness players towards spawn might as well not be there. Basically pointless. It's all about that cap time play. Dirty Maggots, they are keeping us on our toes already.
And this is now Lucas very early on in a bit of a difficult position here. You can see the Maggots' aggression coming in immediately onto the enemy side. So they're going to bomb up, and they are going to scatter Witness like the wind. It is so much pressure onto Auto, but he manages to find himself a lip, and he cannot escape anyway. It is Jordy with the pickaxe, but Pickles is so low and lower, and he will get cleaned up. So it is one big Ixie, again, left alone on middle and cleaned up. So Maggots take the mid-fight victory, but it is Pickles that ends up taking his, or losing his life.
Oh, there we go. The crowd is loving this Dirty Maggots aggression on mid, catching Witness all the way towards elbow and having such a sick play. And Maggots, they're feeling it as well. They're coming up on crits. You know it. We love it. Let's see what they can do here.
It's so hard, though. They still don't quite have that medic with them, so the Witness aggression comes out instantly. But a fight here could spell disaster. It's an early kill, though, onto Jordy as he bombs forwards, but it's a lot of damage here. Dealt to Witness. They're having a hard time getting in onto this point, and they are getting crunched by the Maggot scouts. And it is both Af and Voxy taken down, and now Thomas has a flank unspotted. But Lucas is caught in lobby by Voxy. He's been here before, and he's ready to respond. It is only 2 up on last, and Thomas has to get this back up. But with the spawner coming in and players falling on last, it is just Maggots surging forwards. The Crits is coming out, but it's not finding anything. They're all right, and Thomas in the final seconds, he gets the back cap.
That's huge. That's absolutely insane on the side of Witness. Thomas just fully committing on that back-cap play, and he's being so annoying as well, going all the way to mid, dragging these Dirty Maggots players, the combo in fact, all the way back. And now the surprise of the crits has gone entirely. They do still have that advantage. They can still play with it, but Witness will be 100% aware. This does make this a lot more difficult now, and what could have been a 2-1 situation now, they got to keep working.
They have to go aggressive here as well. The crits is known, and you just have to go, go, go. This is where it starts to become a detriment. So you can see Zams is already getting healed up. They're going to send this in through Big Door, and you have one chance here. As the sticky's charged up, the crit's not used, and instead it comes out right now. It does not find anything immediately, as instead it's Lucas with a kill onto Af, and the Chris, it completely ineffective. Another kill onto Jordy, and this is Witness running in 80% Uber of their own, and the Maggots have to run for the hills.
This is such a classic Witness situation where they have this big Uber advantage and they use the threat of the Uber advantage to get a point in themselves. Only now do they actually have the charge. And now they can look all the way towards second point. If they can take second point for free, then really everything's looking fantastic. Only one soldier inside of KN doesn't quite hit the timing on that bomb. And look, all these Dirty Maggots players, they're all the way towards last.
This is such a hard last hold now, right? It's a 90% crits for Pickles, but it's against an Uber charge, and it just will not do much. So the Uber can just come in straight onto Thomas. Sentry gun taken down before it is even built, and Thomas gets straight to work to get rid of the stickies, but now the Uber is faded. There's a crit on Pickles as well, and a heavy coming up. So immediately the laser beams come out, and Auto is shot away. It is one Demos hiding in a corner as all the Witness hide. And bide their time, because Lucas is taken down, and Ixie is 1 HP trying to collapse on the point, but he cannot get in. So with Syl taken down, Ixie, the single health hero, is also eliminated. Just Thomas and Big Door. He might find that first frag, but he's going to have to back off. Pickles is back on the medigun, and suddenly, Maggots once again are in this.
Okay, huge moment there. Obviously an incredible last hold, but honestly, from my point of view, I don't know about you, Juan, but I'm very glad Pickles is back on the regular medigun. This is about 25% advantage for them right now. We do see a bit of aggression from Jordy going all the way in, maybe just a little bit too far ahead of his team. Does actually lose his life there. I feel like Witness isn't quite going to be looking to commit, but maybe they're going to try and just delay things a little bit. 25% advantage isn't that much to deal with when we talk about, trying to take an entire point. So maybe this will slow things down just a little bit.
Yeah, Witness know exactly what the Maggots are looking to do, and Pappy has a very nice spam angle. Uber pops straight in onto the enemy combo, and you're just looking to find as many kills as possible. But it's Lucas that gets the first shot, as Zams is taken down immediately. Counter Uber now is available for auto, so you can see Witness are just surging forwards here, in onto second. A lot of damage being dealt, and the Maggots have no positioning whatsoever. They don't have time to set up a soldier sack. It's a lot of damage onto auto, but he picks up the pack, and now, once again, Uber disadvantage on last. App is desperately trying to build a gun, but Witness will not let you go aggressive.
No, this is exactly like it's been said so many times before. Witness and their pressuring towards last it's huge. It's such a fundamental part of how they play here. Uber does go all the way through Shutter. Nice little bit of a juggle. Cannot overstate how important that can be. Gun does just about go down. No frags. Does mean this is a little bit of a situation here, but Zams has already gone pretty weak behind point. Is managing to just about manage to survive. We do see so much cap time all the way down on point. So much damage being dealt, and this is such a good high ground position. This soldier can just stand here and spam forever. They just get crunched on point. 2-1 for the side of Witness.
Such a patient last push there.
Yeah.
From the side of Witness. They sit and just bide their time, take the high ground, no need to play it impatiently, and they just let Lucas set up the damage, followed up by Pappy and Sil expertly, and they just collapse on the point. But that back cap from Thomas.
Yeah.
Just the awareness to go for that in that moment is unreal.
There we go, right side aggression. Lucas doesn't want to give the Maggots any time. Actually manages to lock out Zams entirely from choke, so that's going to be incredibly annoying. No choice but on the side of Witness to kind of just, try and play forward, get aggressive right here. Dirty Maggots playing so much towards their own side. They're taking so much damage, they're not really getting anywhere. They're getting nothing.
That's a mid that ends before it starts, right? It's just, as you say, Lucas gets in so aggressively, and Zams just cannot play the mid.
No.
It was last time in the upper bracket final when these two teams played each other, it was just the Witness right side mid that they just could not deal with on the Maggots. And they need to find some kind of answer, because once again, Lucas rolling in through big door, they just have no counterplay. Instead is Pappy going in and gets the force to the enemy.
I mean, they got the force, but Auto doesn't actually have their Uber yet. Only 95%. They're actually above point. 98, 99, just about getting it. A lot of players on the side of Witness has gone down. Ixie desperately trying to win this 1v1, but
it's a 2v4. On to Thomas here. He just goes in. He wants one frag, and he is just hitting every shot. So many low health bars on the enemy team, but they manage to clean him up. So now Auto running for the hills and running for his life. Does escape. The health bars on the enemy team, not enough to realistically chase. Pickle's also incredibly low, and this is a scary position here. But the Maggots, they do have a bit of ad. They do not have a demo, and you have to watch out, because it looks like Witness getting quite aggressive in towards choke here.
Okay, maybe a moment to breathe. There was, like you say, on the side of Dirty Maggots, their health was so low. Like, really minor differences could have happened, and they could have lost like 2, maybe 3 extra players there. But, at the end of it all, they are here with nearly 30% advantage. I feel like Jordy is trying to get aggressive. They see so many players playing close still. The heals are much further back. Oh, a frag and a soldier. Lovely rockets there on the side of Jordy. Even losing their life, Uber does now get used. They're trying to chase all the way forward. No one's really able to get up top to actually get onto Auto. I don't even think they're aware that this scout's on the high ground. They have no choice but to get out.
Yeah, they just get no positioning there with the Uber. Unfortunately, no one there to take the high ground, so they instead rely on Voxy going in behind, actually just distracting Lucas. Now, it's about taking as much time away from your opponent as possible, so Voxy forced into an impossible 3v1. But this is now Auto 100%, Pickle's only 40, and you have to just make it take forever for Witness to get in. Already 60% on Pickles, and you just need this Uber back ASAP. The bomb comes in, and that is massive from Jordy.
Yeah, another really clean force there for Jordy. Second one of the game so far. And these forces really important to try and, like you say, slow things down, get this advantage out of the way. And oh my god, from Pappy!
Disgusting shot there from Pappy, but the Uber can now come out onto Witness, and it is a kill onto Lucas as well, found by Zams, but there are so many blue players scattered around the map, and so Sil can combine, and coming onto Piggles, who surfs in the air and manages to stay alive, but it is enough for the second soldier Witness to come in and deal with him. So now Ixie is on top. Once again, it's a 1v4, but he has players around him, and he can play the chaos. Players in choke and low health bars is exactly what Ixie needs, so it's an early kill onto Af. He doesn't find another onto Voxy, but the health bars are low, and the Witness counter pressure is already in.
Oh my god, this pressure from Witness. It feels kind of relentless, I'm going to be honest with you. Every time there's any kind of little bit of success on the side of the Maggots, Witness always has some kind of answer. It almost feels like they're just spawning quicker than Dirty Maggots. They're just so active in how they play the game. We do see Uber now in the hands of Auto. I mean, Jordy really wants to try to do it again. Actually on a back cap, so maybe going for a bit of a block here would be the play. Great frag down to Silentes.
It's Lucas going back, but Voxy finds the one shot instead. Now he's taking a 1v1 with Ixie that he cannot win, but shot down to 50 HP. This is an Uber popped onto Tomas, and it will find one kill onto Zams and another onto Jordy, but it's gonna bide the Maggots time. They are not many players up, however. So this is Af and Piggles versus the world. They are 70%, and Witness are looking to just push straight in. The spawners come in, but Pappy's already in onto Last, bombing up and trying to find the enemy medic, and just barely does not find him. So the Maggots hold on, and a massive advantage, but they are so far back.
Literally one slightly better positioned rocket there would have actually just completely nuked the Dirty Maggots' chance of getting back into this round. But you know, this is a game, it's all about those tiny little things, and just not quite hitting that shot does mean Piggles does have the Uber there, actually taking so much space for free on second. This is great. A little bit of spam, doesn't matter too much. They should be looking to keep on going, really, if they want to make use of this advantage. They are playing pretty slow on the side of Maggots. I'm not sure if they're just not aware of the advantage as it was. Yeah, it looks like we are going to be stalemating.
Yeah, that is Witness also just happily taking it and saying, you know what, you can have second. We'll have Uber from mid. We're up around. It doesn't matter. We don't need to hold on. So instead, they can just sit back on mid, be content, relaxed, and instead start just doing what they do best, which is pressuring these flanks. You can already see Tomas is in, and it's already a very aggressive soldier on the other side, still taking a bit of damage in choke. But you can see the Witness pressure cooker is on, and they're just waiting for the enemies to crack.
Yep, Silentes going for this super high bomb again. Landing one rocket. Not quite connecting the second. Good little surf from Piggles. But you can see how effective that jump is. A second, Silentes manages to get all the way through and get into the skybox. They have no choice but to stare at him, but they can't really do much damage. It's a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah, that's a really, really powerful jump there from Sil. Also because he managed to find a way to shoot himself downwards and propel himself into the enemy medic, so it just goes even faster. Sack doesn't work, so it's even. With Ixie acknowledging the open spawn door that you do get from the Silentes, Sack is going to go back, come up on the sniper. You're going to have to see if you can find any sort of major angle here. It is a bit difficult on to Gully Wash. Gonna scope up in through Big Door, and he spots himself a soldier. The rest of the team rotating around him to support his ventures. He's just gonna scope up. They don't know where the enemy is, but it starts with a headshot onto Zams. Nothing further for the moment, so he's still going to sit back, and I think he's taking a buff. Scout going forward, trying to create more space, but it is so much spam onto this angle, and I think Ixie, it's hero shot or nothing here.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you can see these angles for Zams playing it perfectly so as to not lose his own life. We do. Another peek just on this little doorway, but Ixie not quite able to connect those shots just yet. It's so hard, like you say. You know, you can go for some kind of hero shot and go all the way deep in, but ultimately it's such a big ask. But Witness do seem to be fairly content to take some position in lobby as well. Actually forcing a lot of these Dirty Maggots players all the way back. They have so much position now, managing to get all these players all the way through. Voxy's the first player to go down, and now there's so much space for Ixie. But we're just not really seeing anyone. Pappy jumping in through choke.
Yeah, Pappy's just straight in through choke. There's a lot of damage here onto the enemy medic as Piggles taken down super low. But once again, dealt by Af. But you have to be so careful because this is when the sniper activates. When you blink, he will be there. And so that is the enemy scout taken down. Uber immediately popped by the Maggots, and finally a counter Uber from Auto. No one else on the Maggot side is there. And so unfortunately, this is just a fully buffed Lucas in on your lobby. And Tomas just barreling forwards does not find success. So Witness, perhaps over-aggressing a little bit. It's a kill onto KN. Not the end of the world. The Maggots, are they going to push here?
kind of an uncharacteristic lack of success for Witness with that Uber. They, you know, you could see where Lucas was, but unfortunately all those players near him were kind of in that really annoying middle ground position for demos where they're just too close for him to do anything other than hit every pipe, but that is a big ask. So after everything, it actually ends up a little bit of a reset, and Ixie still on the sniper gets a few more opportunities. I think it's so important just how deep Witness is able to get their players just through pressure alone. I feel like the Maggots need to be aware, and that is a good way of stopping that from happening.
That's a huge pick onto Lucas. So much pressure now alleviated on the Dirty Maggots. You can see it's actually Silentis taken down as well. Jordy just goes in through choke to quite find the force onto Auto. But so far, this is Maggots deciding to not play. They had 100% advantage the whole time. And they are just letting Auto climb all the way back up. They do not have a pick in. Jordy saw the singular opportunity, did not quite manage to grab it onto the enemy medic. So for now, we stay as we were. Ixie still on the sniper in through Big Door and hasn't really found too much success either. But it's just that pressure, right? It's so hard to deal with. You can see the positioning here. We are on a tightrope, and Lucas just looking to exploit it. Walks forwards again, not supported by his teammates. Are we just sacking our demo here?
It almost kind of feels like Lucas is kind of trying to bait them into going more aggressive, kind of, you know, throwing his life in, like, well, okay, when you killed me before you didn't do anything, will you do it now? And, I mean, aside of Dirty Maggots, oh my god, they're going to
finds an angle! And it is disgusting! Just walks in through lower, and that is your medic down. The entire tower collapses for Maggots, and this is the Witness Gaming, just surging through choke.
That is brutal, and you can see Dirty Maggots, they know their situation. They need to make sure they do not lose anyone in this transition play whatsoever. They need to set up to last. Their only hope right now is to get everyone buffed, get all their off classes, and do the fastest last setup ever. Literally like 20 seconds from a round reset, they now find themselves staring down the barrel of a gun. That is a full advantage Witness, and when they play these last, they play them so patiently, so well. They're just going to be going straight through Shutter. It's going to be near impossible.
So early on, Sentry Gun taken down, and early on, there's cap time onto the point. Tomas is dealt with an auto kill onto App as well, and that is a very low Zams, who has to run and retreat into sewer. It is an Ixie just in lower as well, joined by Silentis now, but the health bars on Witness are just not there. Auto might just be the single survivor, as Ixie just barely manages to join his British friend in choke. But that is an unsuccessful Uber. The Maggots just barely hold on there, and now they have an advantage, but it is so scary still. It feels like to push this out.
It is. I feel like doing anything against Witness is kind of scary, I'm going to be real, because they're always pressuring you. They're always making things difficult. They're always getting these really odd, tiny little frags here and there just from being just annoying in that perfect positioning. Uber does get used. They're not taking any risks. Af is trying to get aggressive. So close to getting Lucas, but it doesn't convert, so it doesn't matter at all. They're trying to get some time. Silentis does go down. We still do have Pappy on the high ground. They are at least aware of him. They should be cleaning up this frag. Surely.
Yeah, they have to respect this as well, right? Because they didn't have second caps. They need to get that point cap just for fear of someone running in through lower and capping the enemy last point. This is now Af actually getting quite aggressive. A lot of damage in choke, but Jordy is stuck. Wants to bomb up, but unfortunately just not enough HP. You didn't get the force onto Auto. So once again, it's Uber disadvantage. Maggots unable to find an answer. 60% for Piggles. You have to build as fast as you can because Witness do not hold back. You are 2 players down and the Uber already in through shutters. Your level 1 is gone in an instant. The Pyro is up, but it is not around to reflect anything. So it is just Sil getting a kill onto Af, and a Pyro is up and trying to delay, but you're already 2 down, with Jordy taken down by Tomas as well. It is plays through water, Zams caught out in the open, and it is Piggles with an Uber charge, but what can he find? It's a singular kill onto Pappy, but look at the water pressure in the post-Uber. So much damage can be dealt by Witness, who are just staying in. The Pyro needs to do all the heavy lifting, but unfortunately, it is not enough. Just 1 Piggles left. It is Jordy bombing in, and he needs to find all 3 Auto with a solemn vow to take the round.
Oh my god, talk about fine margins. That was so close. I almost saw Dirty Maggots holding that again, but just not quite. 1 sole remaining little player. Maybe if Jordy had 1 more rocket or 6 more health, that would have been it. But my god, look at that shot from Ixie. That is brutal.
Unbelievable. So now we're back on mid. Heroics from Witness there, it felt like. And Lucas just once again so aggressive onto the enemy side. The Maggots still do not have an answer for this. As now Witness are playing around their early aggression and just collapsing on the enemy side. It is Pickles eliminated immediately as Auto retreats to safety. A nice little arrow onto the enemy as well as Voxy cannot find him. It is a complete wipe and Auto 50% massive advantage and Witness are looking to roll this on.
Yeah, I'll be honest, these mids, they're so sad. They're so sad for Zams. Like, he's just getting locked out in choke. I mean, maybe his rollout's just not quite fast enough, but Lucas's rollout, you know, he's just getting there so quickly. Like, I don't even know if it's something Zams is doing wrong or whether he just needs to stop committing to choke. But, like, this is the second mid in a row. It cannot happen again. It's too great of a risk. You're losing mids entirely because of that. And we're seeing Zams go all the way towards lobby. This seems overly aggressive. He's going to get destroyed by Tomas with this Uber. They're playing so aggressive on the side of Dirty Maggots. I don't know how optimistic they're feeling, but they're just going to get picked apart by the machine that is Witness Gaming. Oh my god, this feels like the beginning of the end, Wan.
It certainly is. We're nearing ourselves the sort of realm of mathematical impossibility, right? There's about 4.5 minutes left on the map, and you need to find 5 minutes rather. 3 rounds in that time to push us to a golden cap. I think we need the bar crowd to give the Maggots every single ounce of their abilities to get in and tie this game up, because the Maggots do not have time to wait. They need to go fast and they need to go immediately.
Yep, and that is exactly the idea. Zams going aggressive this time. First frag, okay, they get traded out. Still not too bad. Pappy landing directly on the scout, but does go very, very weak. Maybe a good little position here for the side of Dirty Maggots. Maybe they can surge forward across point. There are opportunities here if they're ready to take them. Jordy does fall to Tomas. This is becoming difficult towards point. It feels like they're not really connecting any of their shots. And Pappy, in such a good position, just scoops up Zams and just annihilates these players in the corner. They're getting picked apart. Not a chance. Does Piggles escape? It is the sole remaining KN early spawner. And I'll be honest, man, I kind of see Witness just taking this all the way.
Yeah, this is another masterful mid there for Witness. They tried the sort of counter-strat. Finally, the Maggots have gone the other side, and they get the opening kill as well. But unfortunately, Witness just capitalized off of the positioning better. So now, 100% Uber. You see Tomas peeking through the window and spotting no off-classes whatsoever on the side of the Maggots. It is 3.5 minutes, and Witness are looking to just make this a 5-1. Uber onto Tomas is popped straight away, and there are some cannonballs to deter him for the moment. But an early kill from Sil onto Vox. He's going to spell the end of his map. The rest of the Maggots are falling. It's one soldier in onto main, and he cannot hold on his own. So Witness Gaming clean this up, and for the first 15 minutes, it was competitive, but it just collapses in an instant. 5-1 for Witness Gaming.
Wow. I really feel like the first kind of, 7 or 8 minutes of that game, it seemed a little bit back and forth, like there was going to be a little bit more going on for us. And then Witness just really, really hit their stride. They started chaining together these mid-fights. And I'll be honest, again, having been in the Witness room when they were discussing their picks and bans, the main thing they said about Gullywash is they just wanted to sort their mids. Their thought, at least, was as long as they could sort their mids, the rest of their plays, their last pushes, their kind of pressuring, were actually really, really good. And I'll be honest, Juan, I think they might have been on the money, because that was exactly what we just saw.
Yeah, I think, Witness looking so solid on that map. Very, very good counterplay. This is really, really difficult now, right? Like, that was your first pick for the French side, and you end up losing it in a 5-1. We're going to a Witness pick next on Prolands, of all things.
Dude, I'll be real, I cannot wait for Prolands. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I feel like, there's a reason why it's been picked, but at the same time, maybe Dirty Maggots, they've got something going on. Maybe they've got some spicy little plays going, Maybe there's just a few, I don't know how many. I mean, we got a couple slightly more old-timers on the side of Maggots. Maybe they know something about Prolands that Witness might not, or is that kind of reaching a little bit?
I think the oldest timers are on Witness, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sil was playing this map before some of the people in the audience in the Witness booth were born, and it just gets a bit scary, right?
Yeah.
As I don't know. I think the copium for Witness on this map is that, like, to be honest, like, we haven't seen that much Prolands from anyone.
No.
So yeah, of course we can go off the fact that Witness are all old and they're boomers and they know exactly what to do on the map, but they're kind of relatively unproven on it, right? We don't really know. No one really plays the map that much. I know Voxy has openly said he doesn't like it that much. Yeah, I mean, I would not be that surprised if it was completely an open map.
I think it's an interesting point to be made. The fact that Prolands, in terms of how the mid works, it's very kind of similar to a lot of what we saw on Metalworks versus the Frenchies. If you get very aggressive soldiers and they get themselves early position on the mid, you can kind of completely nuke the enemy team's ability to get in. Like, if they're a little bit slow or maybe just take a little bit of early damage, it kind of ends up being like you don't get to play the mid. I think it kind of feels like if the Maggots are unprepared on Prolands, that might be what we see, which would be so sad, considering that's kind of what we saw a little bit on this map.
This is not a map that we have seen a lot recently, but this is map number 2 of the Überfest 2025 Grand Finals. It was the Dirty Maggots who faltered on their own map pick of Gully Wash, and they need to bring this back on Badlands to have a competitive series. We are already in onto mid, and it is an early bomb from Witness onto the enemy side.
It really, really is. So much that we said about that early aggression being important, but actually the first frag does go the way of the Dirty Maggots. Silenta's actually in such a good spot to do damage, but he just gets nuked into the dirt by Jordy. KN wants to go for more. They're actually getting so much damage. Jordy plays all the way towards the flank. Voxy is hungry, but they do kind of drag him back a little bit. They do... Dude, that was nice. Okay, Jordy, he's had his Weepix this morning. This is a commanding little mid-win here, and that's a full free second on the side of Dirty Maggots. Hello, Witness Gaming. You found yourself on your own last.
Yeah, once again, the immediate response there from the Maggots, just taking a mid-fight victory. Witness kind of caught with that pants down. They lose Silenta super early, and then the Maggots are able to sit in their own valley, regroup, re-heal. But Auto is able to make it out alive, so he's going to be back onto his own loss as Af goes in for a bit of a cheeky back cap. Doesn't quite make it work. Jordy going to fall down as well. This is now 2 picks for the Witness side. They're going to be looking to push as both teams have Uber, but Thomas has a Frontier Justice, and the crits come out. It is a one-shot KN, as he now has to contend with the enemy Demo Man. It is supported by his friend, and Thomas drops down, does not quite find his enemy under Grey Bridge, and Zams is going to live for now, but there's further aggression coming in. It is a beautiful pipe, however, onto Silentus, and Af is now up on the scout. It is Zams cleaned up, but the madness does not end. 3 now down for Witness, and I think maybe the Maggots are looking to push the agenda here.
I think they probably should be. There is a heavy, which is going to be incredibly annoying. But, I mean, maybe there's some position they can take. Af is actually on an aggressive sniper playing towards main. Maybe the side of Witness aren't fully going to be aware. But he gets caught out.
It's an early kill, however, onto Silentus. Look at Jordy just trying to pressure the point. When we saw the Maggots play this in one official during the season, I really felt like their last pushes were where they super struggled. So it's Thomas in onto Pickles, getting that force, and Auto is completely fine. Pickles is caught in no man's land and has to run so far back now, out through trash, into choke, and Witness now. Big advantage. Are they going to press the issue?
Yeah. Okay, wow, that was a real moment on the side of Witness. They got so aggressive, literally just on a couple picks. That is uncommon, I would say, on Prolands to get that aggressive all the way towards this kind of diagonal bridge area. But Witness are clearly feeling themselves. Af is on the defensive sniper.
Oh my God, they're staying.
Dude, Witness, they seem to like last. Okay, I feel like that is a sign of respect here. They have a certain amount of fear.
It is one of the last that is quite tricky to push out of because there is a lot of different angles that people can flank you from. It's very easy to lose a couple players as you try to Uber out, and you're kind of forced to push to Uber as you push out as well, right? Yeah. So Witness instead electing to sit back, rebuild a gun, and get set up. This is going to allow Af a bit of time on the sniper to peek through main, just clear those stickies out, but the angle on this map is not very forgiving. You kind of have to really walk that tightrope. You might be able to find the foot of a soldier on the other side, but you can see Af really struggling. He wants to get that medic peek, but Auto just sitting behind the stairs. It is 2 soldiers bombing in to try and get the force. They unfortunately don't find it, and this is Pappy and the Pyro collecting for so much more.
That is kind of brutal. Oh my dude, this Pyro still keeps wanting to keep on going.
Oh, look at so.
This is, oh my
Pappy,
God.
sorry. Pappy's just in behind, in through
Oh
choke.
my
He gets
God.
the complete wrap. Beautiful rocket onto Af. And now that is Pickles forced to pop because the rocket from Sil does find him. Caught in no man's land, but he rides the cannonball all the way out to safety. But this is not over. This is Witness. Massive Uber advantage here as they look to push in through choke. And it is up to the Maggots to force this Uber out immediately.
This is absolutely brutal on the side of Winners, but the back cap is on! Oh my god, the ×3 is going to make this so difficult. Lucas has to jump all the way towards the point. He's been spotted. The shot hasn't quite connected. He takes the cap!
It's blocked!
They're going straight to last!
They're going to go to last. It is 2 up versus 1. Silentis has to do it all here for his team, and he's going to spot the first soldier coming in, who does so much damage. So Voxy now going to fall onto the point, and it is Thomas taken down, and it is Maggots. Once again, they strike first, and they go up 1-0.
That is huge. That is such a sick heads-up play on the side of the Dirty Maggots. Dude, this is like classic Badlands, the crazy little back cap plays. And when you have literally the sole player from the side of Winners who can get onto second is Lucas, it's like, sure, he's great, but it's such an ask of a demo man, right? It is so difficult. That is, oh, it's such a sick start for the Maggots.
Now they have the momentum they need to crawl back in this series down a map. And they respond in kind. So now we're back onto middle. Pappy loves himself a bit of early aggression under, and it is early aggression onto Silentes, who is just instantly taken down. So now the rest of Witness are low. They're stuck on their own side, and it is decent damage onto Af, but neither Maggots have any sort of high ground control. But Lucas is still far back. They found 1 kill onto Jordy, and Thomas suddenly has a very aggressive angle in onto Pickles, and it is Ixie who finishes him off. So now Auto is stuck in enemy shithouse, has 1 soldier and a scout to protect him, as so many members of the Maggots are barreling in. They take down the enemy medic. It is just Pappy and Sil left alive, but Pappy cleaned up. Sil is a spawner and forced to wash as his team lose the mid just barely, but that is a late kill onto Auto. He might get this kill onto KN with a singular point of health, but it is Pickles with a bit of an advantage here.
It is. And importantly,
They're
they
gonna
should.
refight, maybe.
I mean, I think Witness... Oh, no, sure, it's a little bit aggressive. They are getting the spawn in. Yeah, you can see the combo of the Dirty Maggots making their way through Valley, getting those hills towards point. Like you say, there is that 20 or so % advantage. Witness actually playing pretty far back, almost like they expected Dirty Maggots to keep on moving through with their aggression. But I feel like the Maggots... yeah, I feel like they need a minute to breathe. Maybe didn't expect to find themselves in a winning position this early in the map. But I think right now, if I was on that team, I'd want to keep on going.
Yeah, this is an advantage you can play with. It's about 30% here. Just sort of double the advantage for fun. But right now it's KN. They're really playing a super aggressive onto Reset, but also far back and walk up onto his balcony. The pressure from Voxy and KN is immediate, trying to flush out this enemy soldier, but it does not work. So the Uber can come in as KN actually does trade onto Thomas. These combos are just kind of going forwards and back and forwards and back, and they've managed to get out onto middle. Once again, they trade kills, and that's kind of the end of it.
I think that's okay, though, on the side of Dirty Maggots. I like that aggression. I like the fact that they peaked, they pressured, they got a frag, yeah, got traded, but then they managed to get out, keep their combo alive, not have to use that Uber. It's kind of what we've been seeing Witness do all tournament, you know? It's that aggressive pressure, but knowing just when you can start to leave, you know, not kind of give yourself so much rope that you can hang yourself, that kind of thing. I like it. I like it. This is an energized Dirty Maggots.
They're really feeling themselves right now, and they are playing like it as well. They're not meeting Witness as some kind of underdog, right? They're meeting them as their equal. I think it's really showing in their gameplay. It is so much pressure onto Silentes. Traditionally, you would sit in your resup because there's infinite ammo and infinite health, but Silentes cannot go there. Instead, he's forced to play on drop down. Does an amazing job of doing so much damage onto the Voxy aggression as he tries to come forwards. Lucas forced to turn his back onto Choke as he needs to deal with the entire enemy combo barreling forwards. They are not that healthy, but they have a medic there to support him. It's Jordy trying to go in for a sack play, but he doesn't find much of anything.
No, again, really, really interesting to see how this pressure's developing on the flank, forcing so many of these Witness players to move all the way back towards their Grey Bridge. And like you say, Silentes having to take that slightly different position to what you'd expect. I feel like there's a... Yeah, Witness is very, very aware of how difficult things can be when these players get all the way behind you. They have that height, they can very easily jump onto Spire, and that kind of forces them to turn around. So they're definitely playing quite defensive around that bulk area.
So they're just going to sit back for now. It's 2.5 minutes left on the round timer, which might start coming into play. Witness really not looking to make any kind of counter-aggressive play. They're just content to sit back on their second. Silentes, once again, is sitting in drop down and waiting for that pressure play that the Maggots are so favoring, all sitting in-house. They gather for the moment. Calm before the storm. There's stickies everywhere on to drop down, as other alcohols are available.
That is true. That is true. Other drinks as well. There we go. KN just trying to do a little something, finds nothing for it. And as per usual, quite a few players on the side of the Dirty Maggots going down. Thomas,
God.
he doesn't want to wait at all. Uber's actually getting used. They're trying to secure these frags. What a great little flash there from Piggles using his own Uber. This is actually going to end very, very similar timing. Geordie.
Oh, but the players on the Maggots are falling. It's Geordie already taken down. And this is now Witness just wresting control of mid. There is not a Maggots sort of counterforce to be able to stay in at all. So you can see now Witness are giving them a taste of their own medicine as they immediately take the enemy resub, and Thomas has the height advantage to come straight onto Spire. Now you have to be feeling a bit claustrophobic and a bit trapped if you are the Maggots, but that rocket onto Thomas dissuades his aggression for now. Pappy's walking in through choke, sees his Zams. He's not going to go for the aggression. It is just Geordie taking down Thomas. That might spell the end of it for now.
Okay, right now on the side of Dirty Maggots, things are not going too badly. You know, they are in a commanding position in terms of having one round to the 0 of Witness Gaming. I feel like they're doing well pressuring. I feel like they're kind of not too far from being able to crack Witness a little bit, but just somehow not quite finding what they need. I want them to keep up this momentum, keep up, you know, this constant effort of trying to make something happen, because eventually, it will.
You just have to keep pressuring, right? You have to keep trying, poking and prying, hoping for some kind of burst to come out. It is a very nice bomb from Silentis, dealing a lot of damage onto Piggles, but it can't really be followed up by the rest of Witness, so they are forced to sit back on middle and heal up, as now the Maggots have a bit of a pick advantage. Are they going to be looking to go for any kind of counter-aggression? Reminder, they're still up around. We can harken back to the old days of Jason Allen and just sit.
Dude, you can just sit. You can sit as much as you want. I mean, we could just have a 1-0. It would be kind of funny to have a Badlands 1-0 in Year of Our Lord 2025.
It's like it's you know, everything circles back to the beginning.
It does.
Always.
It's like Norse mythology.
Yep, we are just pressuring resub for the moment. It's actually a lot of damage, but a beautiful rocket there from KN. It's going to stop Ixie from pushing the agenda any further. So it's just going to be Thomas alone in lobby. Finds a lot of damage onto both players, actually. Just bosses them, but unfortunately taken down by KN. But Ixie takes that opportunity to push in through lobby as well. Drop down. He is so low and has to back off. So once again, the Witness aggression not paying off. They are still pressuring, but with Zams rotating over to deal with it, suddenly we are just back to where we started. In through choke. Witness just managed earlier to force this situation by just Ubering through choke. They don't have a counter reply.
No. So a little stalemate is going to continue. There we go. I feel like they are getting quite a lot of mileage towards this resub position. I'm really, really enjoying this kind of cycling of scouts that they've got. You know, one scout goes in, buffed, gets aggressive, takes a lot of damage, and then he backs out, and then the other scout comes in, all buffed. It makes it very, very difficult. I think it's kind of crazy seeing how much is going on like resupply, and then like Choke presumably just has like 3 or 4 players just kind of staring at each other. They're just like, well, sticky bombs, I suppose, yeah.
So it's 2 minutes now left on the round timer.
True.
Witness have yet to really manage to make their pressure cooker play work. They really want to force the issue on that resupply area, but KN doing such a good job. Early kill though, this time for Thomas in onto Geordie as a choke pressure rather comes through, and suddenly Witness have managed to burst it open. There's a lot of damage dealt, and that is the Uber force onto Piggles as Thomas is sitting here on his own. Auto pops so much later as Afters barrels it forwards, but has to surf the sticky all the way into the enemy house, and he is completely taken out of the fight as now Thomas has high ground. There are no Maggots anywhere near this. It is one scout and trash, but he's taking a lot of damage, and Piggles is so low, taken down by a roller from Lucas as he finds another one onto KN, but it is the scouts. Af doing a lot of work. It's a 2v2 suddenly in lower, but Geordie on just 60 HP has to watch as the rest of his team falls, and Witness get control of second. And Geordie does not want to jump Spire against the scout, which I approve of. Don't do that.
I'm going to be real. Like, Ad 5 is much less fun when you're against a scout.
Yeah.
Like, it is not really the way you want to go, so...
So it's on the Spy, though.
Dude, of course. Of course, you know, keeping things spicy, keeping things interesting. They don't want to let the Dirty Maggots get at all comfortable. Oh, cheeky, there we go. I feel like some kind of early decloak play might be...
I don't think they're aware.
Yeah, this is the vibe. This
he
is
just decloaks. Oh, but he spotted immediately. Responded there by the Maggots. So they're on last. Even Uber's here. They have no real reason to push, right? We kind of saw how difficult it was on the opposing side to actually make this work. It is very, very aggressive soldiering play there. In on the stairs, however. Supported by Ixie just a bit too late as Af rotates over. Make sure his teammate survives and actually kill that onto Silentes. I think gonna spell the end of the Witness aggression. I don't think that the Maggots, the way they've been playing, maybe they have 2 kills. They'd want to go forwards, but no. Instead, they're gonna sit back. Tomas just respawning on the scout. So off-classing threat ended for now. But I wonder what Witness are going to do. Instead, it looks like it's just Lucas going to spam some pipes onto a sentry gun.
Yeah, I mean, if they can manage to clear these stickies on this kind of upper lobby, which looks like they actually can, I feel like there's a lot of positions where, you know, they can try and get some spam from main, maybe a soldier from top right. I mean, the off-classing apparently is not over because Silentes is like, you know, I think it's my turn to snipe. Mum says it's my turn with the sniper rifle. Maybe he'll find a bit more success.
It's still a really, really tough angle here for the sniper. You can see he's favoring, trying to get that kill onto the soldier, and just barely misses the shot onto KN, who's watching lower left. But instead now he's going to scope up onto the gun. It can be a huge burst of damage onto the gun. You see actually just chooses to shoot it. If that's combined with a pipe, it's really dangerous. Actually, Sam's eating a lot of damage there as well. Engineer forced to go back into resup, and still just barely only hitting body shots in through this tiny little crack as the sentry gun is so low. Chooses to target the sentry gun, but is enough from Lucas as the headshot comes in onto Voxy as well. Beautiful rockets from KN onto Ixie. He's going to stop it for now, but the crisis has to be deterred by an Uber pop from Piggles, and he's stuck in no man's land in lower. So now the Witness Uber can come out in control, in counter, and Tomas has to do it all onto this enemy Pyro that is doing a beautiful job of keeping the enemy team back. But Witness, they have the height. It is a lot of Dirty Maggots players stuck in spawn, and the headshot onto Af means that it is so hard to hold on to this point. Pappy is just sitting uncontested on the high ground. He comes in and he eliminates Piggles, but the rest of Witness are still in because Silentes continues to ring true with the headshots. Lucas bombs in, and the point just barely uncaps Silentes. The pot shots are not enough, and now you're being chased by everyone. The heavy is aggressive in lower, but Ixie's just in on the point. It's a two-shot onto Zams, and that is Witness tying the game up.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel like there might be a little bit of bias in terms of our fans here. I feel like there may be, I'm just getting the idea, maybe a few more of our fans down in the bar downstairs might be looking for a Dirty Maggots win, but very, very well played on the side of Witness. The second that Uber was used by Piggles, it was kind of the beginning of the end, and that Silentes sniper dragging these players all the way to the point, it makes it so, so difficult, because you can't just run main and deal with him.
And it's just the unrelenting aggression from Witness, just the refusal to give up on the play. They continue to just barrel forwards until it works, shoving it in there. And so now Voxy back on mid. Early damage onto Auto actually falls really low as Jordy bombs across as well, ends up paying for it with his life. But it's a lot of enemy position taken. But Zam's cleaned up by Silentes on the pickaxe. So now it's KN forced to do some laundry as he needs to try and clean up Auto. But it's Pappy getting aggressive in the mid, unsuccessful for the Dirty Maggots. And I think maybe we're witnessing what we've always seen historically. They look so good, but are they starting to crumble again?
Well, this, I think, will be the concern on the side of Dirty Maggots. Yeah, after a couple really, really solid mids, suddenly things are swinging the way of Witness Gaming, and yeah, of course, the Maggots did manage to get Piggles all the way out, and it is only equal. That is okay, you know, it is equal on rounds. But I feel like Witness, they seem to want to do a rinse and repeat, I'll be real with you.
Yeah, so it's Silentes up on the sniper. Going to be looking once again to shoot through main. Take the exact same position as before. This time, of course, the Pyro there onto the gun as well. It was that falling that triggered the push from Witness to come in. But it is still even Ubers, so still has his work cut out for him. He was hitting a lot of shots, managed to enable the push that last round. But unfortunately for him, KN sitting behind a pillar. Can't quite make it work because Pappy's there, or Jordy rather, is there to cover for him.
Yeah, you know, I feel like sometimes, you know, you just got to take a moment, keep peeking, prodding. I've had many...
No way.
Scout all the way towards the point. My God, okay. This is really scary with how Badlands works. You know, even with a slightly slower cap time, getting half cap kind of turns it into old Badlands, which means any lapse of concentration could just spell the end of the round. It's good damage. Doesn't look like anyone else is going too aggressive on the side of Witness, so maybe the point isn't the issue. There's still Silentes to deal with. Playing as that soldier on the top left, it's so annoying trying to deal with a sniper because, like, literally you have like one square you can stand in without instantly getting domed, and it's really, really rough. Oh. There we go, dude. KN gets forced to the ground and a headshot along the way. Now things open up again. Scout all the way towards point is getting taken down by the center of AF, so there we go.
It's a banner coming out. It is popped by Jordy now. I have to see, I'm pretty sure it is going to be the buff banner, to be honest, but it's Piggles dropping very, very low to the spam from Witness as well, so all that aggression comes out. But Jordy just not going to switch weapons, and that means that they get to keep the banner until it is actually necessary, but still misses the immediate jump. So instead now Jordy's going to have to pop it as Ixie once again just barrels onto the point, about half capped, and you have to be careful now. It's Pappy trading with KN, and that means that for now the Witness aggression might be dispelled. but Sil is just still in main. And if you drop down to the point, you can see how aggressive Lucas is being, because he just wants someone to drop down onto the sightline. Thomas, uncontested on the point, and Witness just keep poking you, and they keep pressuring you, and eventually you will just break.
It's just one of those things about Pro-Lands, right? Like, with the last capping the way that it does, and just the position that you have to be in, you can just take these opportunities to just get a little bit more cap time, a little bit more cap time, a little bit more cap time. And because it takes so long for that amount to go down as well, you can kind of just keep pressuring, and then you will just kind of take it unless they can do something about it, because it sucks standing on floor on the defending side. No one's going to do it, especially not against a sniper.
Back on middle, it's Sam's eating a lot of early damage, so KN's gonna go super high and find both soldiers actually so much damage, but unfortunately both of them survive. So the blue health bars are low, but they are present as the enemy soldiers just completely eliminated. That means the Maggots out once again. They lose another mid-fight. But this is now Witness, as they have the prerogative once again. Zams is in resup, trying to find a cheeky kill, but there's so much aggression here. He just has to back spawn. No presence on second. We're back onto last once again.
Yep, here we go. The only redeeming feature from the last couple of mids, really, I'll be real, it is the fact they're managing to keep Piggles alive. But the issue is, you know, it almost feels like stemming bleeding from like a serious wound. It's like, cool, this is great. You're losing slower, but at no point in the last kind of, 6 or 7 minutes have we been finding real success. Aggression once again in the hands of Witness, taking a lot of damage.
Oh.
There we go, very nice, cleaning up Pappy and Lucas combined. It's difficult to push out of this, I will be real. It looks like Dirty Maggots may think they don't have much of a choice, at least get some kind of foothold position. They're going to start being aware of this timer, I'll be real.
Yeah, this is now starting to get a bit scary, right? They're down around and they're looking to pressure Spire, but a beautiful rocket there from the former European MG champion, by the way. Silentes managed to win that tournament, showing it on Spire, as now KN is going to fall as well. So that's the aggression spelled the end of, with Voxy getting taken down as well. It is so scary now for the Maggots. You're down 2. The counter aggression does come out, and that is just Silentes with a straight force in onto Piggles. So many Witness members are everywhere, swarming you. And you just have to pop. This is now Witness. Massive opportunity coming onto last. You're going to lose a soldier in lobby as well as Thomas and Ixie. Combined for him. Just Zam's left alive on the point. He is going to get taken down. There's a lot of spawners left on the side for the Maggots as the Witness super does fade. But where is your team? Stickies on the point for Thomas as he could just sit back, cap, and now suddenly your health bar's no longer there. Lucas with a lot of pressure, but ends up getting taken down. It's just Silentes up with Auto, gonna run him out. But I think now Maggots, they actually managed to wrest control of second.
Yeah, that is a actually huge play from Voxy on last 2 incredibly crucial kills, and that kind of turns the tides just a little bit. It's crazy how in these dirty little fight situations, the tiniest little bit of movement, the tiniest little bit of damage can literally make all the difference. So now they have an Uber advantage. They already have second. Maybe they're going to be looking towards mid. I would argue maybe they kind of have to. Ixie with the defensive sniper is going to ring out that first shot. Not actually getting a frag. There we go. Uber has been used. 95% on the side of Auto, and he's going to have no interest in getting forced any earlier than he absolutely wants to. But also, Witness doesn't seem to want to give things up either. Look at that frag onto Zams. If Witness go through without having to use, which they will because Thomas is on the back lines, they get forced all the way back. It's so annoying. And look at him, he's just going to get away.
How on earth does he get there?
Oh my God.
Jordy, though, massive play, gets in and gets the force onto Auto. Barely, I think, probably just saves the round for his team. With Zams falling there super early on, the Ixie sniper is still up and alive. And that means you have to deal with it on last, but you're still 2 players down, and you know Witness. They love instant aggression, so Luca's already pressuring, and Ixie already in through main, and Pickles just spots the sniper right away. Does that really matter? Is he going to find any further plays? For now, it's KN actually getting taken down by Silentes. And so this is Witness continuing the aggression on. It is Af getting caught out as well as he does not find the enemy sniper. And you're being gifted picks here on the side of Witness. So you're going to continue pressuring this on to last.
Yeah, pressuring is the word. Thomas once again going to go towards point, drags these players down, and actually does manage to force off the Uber. Yeah, it's so sad when you're in that situation on Pro-Lands last. Like, the Uber gets used, you drop to the floor, you realize there's actually kind of no one here, and you can't push forward. You can't do it. It's too great of a risk. And now, once again, it's that same situation. Witness has full Uber. They have all their players. They do have Ixie on Sniper, but this is the exact same as they played it, you know, the last 2 times. No reason to think it won't work, and we're even clearing a few stickies on point, which honestly is actually really good. It's so annoying as a demo. You're just there like, oh, great stick. Uber's coming in, but trying to deny things with the double dogs just a little bit. Gun does go down. Thomas playing towards the point. Gonna try and get these stickies dead. Ath is the first frag. KN is the second. Salentes is nuking. All of these players get forced to the ground, and they just don't stand a chance. It's all on Voxy's head, and he won't be enough.
That is just textbook from Witness. It crumbles around the Maggots. It feels like Witness just have that last point pressure on lock. And it is so difficult for them to deal with it once they get forced back into the positions. I think you're in a situation here for the Maggots where you need to figure out some kind of mid-fight that doesn't end up with you on your own last. Because it really feels like Witness are just playing you like a fiddle.
Yeah.
It takes them time, but they do just find the round every single time. Like, you don't have much time. There's 5 minutes left equally.
Yeah, no, straight up, like they're 5 minutes left, and these rounds, you know, sometimes they can be quick, sometimes they really won't be. Right side aggression is the name of the play on the side of Dirty Maggots, going up this right-hand side. Actually going to be getting some good damage, but still, the first frag does not go their way. Okay, we'll ignore that little MG fight right now, because everyone on mid seems to be going down on the side of Dirty Maggots. Af does find a little bit of same aggressive. Oh, nice little shots there. Hello, Af really is getting into this. Tries to go actually all the way onto Auto. Maybe chasing him all the way.
Oh, but just barely surviving. Pickles wants to go in as well, but that is a very low HP soldier, so ultimately complete wipe there for Witness. KN now with the Shadow Burn jump, instantly countered by Lucas. So he's going to be able to get out with his life intact, just barely getting the respawn. Boxy on a sniper play. As he spots the enemy medic, but Auto just smartly...
Dude, they're so quick. They're so quick at spotting that. Like, there was like literally like half a second where you could have spotted that dot, and Witness like, nope, I'm gone. Auto's like, nah, not a chance, mate. Go deal with that sniper, and then I'll walk in. That's actually, oh my god.
Massive advantage now for Witness as well, right? Once again, 100%. They don't have a sniper this time. Do they need it? Can they make a push work without the sniper is the question now. It's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, and another round, I think, would just spell the end of this second map as well. Put Witness Gaming on map point. So it is already Voxy getting taken down along with a sentry gun of Af as the Witness point pressure slowly comes across. It's decent rockets actually from the enemy side. Salenta is actually taken down as well. It's a scout pressuring on the point, however, so with that half cap, it is now the Maggots in a very dangerous position here onto the point. Thomas taken down. The Uber is popped from Pickles at the very end. Ixie has found his way in. There's a lot of enemies, however, ready to deal with him as Lucas taken down. Half traded onto by Auto, but I think Ixie now doing a lot of work softening the enemy up and making sure that they cannot push into his low health teammates.
Yeah, very important there. And this is kind of just do or die moment on the side of Dirty Maggots. There's only 2 players down on the side of Witness. That's going to be very, very difficult. But ultimately, there's 3 minutes left to go. They don't have a choice. Like, on Dirty Maggots, they just got to get in there. They will take good control of second point, which is nice. They will get counter-bombed. I think near every player in the server is fighting over Spire right now. And you can understand why. This is what decides the future of this game. Jordy gets that frag before losing his own life to Thomas. And the rest of these players on Dirty Maggots, they get forced all the way to lobby. Thomas wants more. KN denies it, getting great damage towards his players on lobby. Not quite connecting there.
This is really scary for Witness, right? Auto's so low and just not popping it. Thankfully, he's against some scouts that cannot pepper him down from that distance. But this is now Pickles. Has an Uber of his own, and Witness just barely managed to get set up on second. But Maggots are holding on for now. However, you have to keep the timer in mind. You cannot stay back. So KN, it's a beautiful rocket onto a scout, but Thomas unfortunately in behind him. This Uber trade is coming out, and there's a lot of blue players flashed, but there is just a single red scout in the midst of all of them. Af taken down alongside Jordy means that Zams is very low and gets shot down by Auto. So you just have Pickles left on his own in resub. Pappy cannot quite collapse onto them, but they are forced so far back onto their last. And this is the last place you want to be with 1.5 minutes left on the map.
Yeah, this is gonna be so difficult on the side of Dirty Maggots. They're gonna do everything they can. You can see they've got the power, they've got the NG. They're just only now setting up those defenses. But ultimately, what's it gonna be for? And will Witness even let them have a moment to breathe? Of course not. Of course not. They're Witness Gaming. They don't care. They have absolutely zero mercy. They're gonna keep peeking, prodding, and finding a way to make you fail.
It's going to be so hard for the Maggots now, right? We're basically in the realm. They have to cap the enemy last point right now and go again instantaneously. It is basically map over here. It's Pappy going in with a really nice sack. Find much of anything, however. Jordy taking him down. So unfortunately, Lucas now jumping down low. Might just be it for the aggression, but now 60 seconds left. We're fully in dead time. Witness just looking to put a stamp on map number 2 as well. Put themselves on match point in this series, and it gets so scary for the Maggots. They have to win all 3 in a row, and it takes it needs an absolute miracle here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we always knew it was going to be hard, but I'll be honest, I don't know if anyone expected it to be quite this hard. And you know what, with 30 seconds left on the clock, why not have your pocket soldier go sniper? Everyone else really has got a chance. You know, Silenta's had a go, Ixie had a go. Maybe it's Pappy's turn to show why maybe he should get given the rifle every now and then, peeking all the way towards main, looking towards this soldier. Uber trades do happen in the meantime.
Yeah, the Uber trade's coming in, but what does it really find, right? We're just kind of farming KD for the moment, so Thomas is going to get taken down as well. Give Maggots a few more kills. That's going to spell the end of that map. 3-1 ultimately for Witness Gaming as they get up to match points, and Maggots, they need to find success on all 3 remaining maps.
Yeah, they're going to have to dig deep, and you can see Witness Gaming here. They are cool, they are calm, they are feeling themselves. There is not a drop of sweat on their heads right now. They're just having a nice day.
And we really need to see some kind of change of pace here for the Maggots as well, because they really just ended up falling in that sort of last play. They didn't have an answer. The Witness pressure just too strong. And it just eventually, they just crumbled. And it takes so much mental resilience. You played these guys in the last 2 weeks. You played them like, this is the 5th time you're playing them.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks. And you haven't won a single map through all of that. And you're now about to lose another series. And you have to sit there and look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, no, you know what? We can win anyway. We said it before we went on break, right? This is the 5th map, or this is the 5th series in a row that they've played against Witness, and they have not managed to win a single map, let alone a series. So with that in mind, we are readying up. This is map number 3 of the Überfest 2025 Grand Finals. Maggots need to find a way into this series. On Sunshine we are, and early on, it zams with a lot of enemies in the sky.
Yeah, oh my god, huge damage onto Pappy, somehow just by surviving. Then gets cleaned up. This is actually quite significantly good on the side of Dirty Maggots. They do have a couple frags in there. Silentes is jumping in. These players are so aware of him. The cleanup, really nice there from Af and Voxy. That is really, really solid. I hate to say it might happen again, but I think this is looking good for Dirty Maggots right at the start.
Yeah, they're down 3 on Witness, right? They're still just sitting on 2nd. You have to be careful that you don't lose your auto. So auto's going to back off to last. And I think very, very quickly, this is an even Uber situations. But where Witness would see the situation, leave one scout to cap, and everyone else goes forward immediately before the enemy team is set up. Maggots are going to play this slightly slower. So they're going to take lobby already and scout out the opposition. Level 1 up already on the enemy side here. As Thomas is just playing sniper for now, with Ixie on the engineer. But that is Luca's early sticky kill onto Jordy. That's probably just going to serve as the sack from Maggots. They're going to be backed off. Yeah, and yeah, for now, that's just the end of the aggression.
Yeah, 100%. That is just going to be, you know, Dirty Maggots, they can be backing up onto 2nd, maybe holding the door for someone, maybe... Is that some kind of banner I see going on here? My HUD would indicate that that would be the case. Whatever banner it could be. I'd like to see some spicy bits of drama there. Dude, the buff banner on aggression, I think that's really funny.
It's going to be really interesting. It's actually, I think, for a soldier, right? It really shifts your role on this Sunshine map, right? Sniper up for KN as well, in through lower, and will be instantly called. So now Witness, you can see them rotating around just a little bit, and Jordy's going to try to simultaneously make space for his sniper, but also not die. Play that razor-thin line of buffing up your buff banner so you have it in a post-Uber, and you could use it with advantage, but he's already taken down to 25 and 0 HP, but it is 2 kills in return. Ixie is shot down by KN, and suddenly his sentry gun is vulnerable, and so are Witness.
Yeah, we do see aggression towards lower. Silentes does get actually Voxy and Af before losing his own life there.
It's a 3v3.
It is. KN can actually get really quite aggressive off this. I believe there is still a gun up.
But stickies as well. No, the gun was taken down there by Zams, actually, who bombs in, tries to get in onto the enemy, but unfortunately... It's the end of that sack, so the sniper forced to retreat. Jordy not giving up on the buff banner either, it looks like, but Voxy now on the spy. Infinite gimmicks.
I am loving this. This is exactly what you need on the side of Dirty Maggots. You're just like, okay, you ready for a buff banner? Guess what, sniper? You ready for a sniper? Guess what, spy, bro? If Witness doesn't want to leave their last, which they're clearly not looking to do anytime soon, maybe throw enough things that we'll see what sticks. This is good. This is good on the side of Dirty Maggots, you know. Call it gimmicky, call it whatever. They are using all of the tools that they have available.
And it's the spy for now just calling out where the enemy is positioned, so KN can sit and keep taking pot shots. As Voxy waits for that perfect opportunity to strike, you could see he's found the enemy. Enemy blissfully unaware, so he can decloak and run straight for Auto's back and get that backstab drop. And suddenly, Witness, you're in a scary situation once again. Maggots immediately retreat because they are down a player, but they cannot give up second. So the sentry gun is still up, but now Witness are on the back foot.
100%. That is such a good little play. Yeah, see, they're even sending KN all the way back to come up on Soldier again, so they're ready to do their just standard Uber advantage push. Look at that, dude! We've got Witness on the defensive. KritzKast, hell yeah! This is gonna be an interesting game. Both teams are giving it absolutely everything. Uber in the hands of Dirty Maggots, so it's gonna be them entering into this fight onto last, doing everything they can to try and avoid this Tomas sniper, undoubtedly using through the door, trying to take this position. Gun is the first to fall.
And now it's Sniper stuck in spawn. It's going to come back up on the heavy as now Maggots attempting to take as much space as they can, but losing both of their soldiers immediately is not the start they wanted. Zams so far into the enemy as he just gets a clean sight onto the entire enemy combo, but cannot find the kills on his own. So Piggle's taken down.
Oh, the chase, it's so real, Tomas.
But they have the aggressive crits now.
Yeah.
On Witness, so they could keep this rolling, but with the crits, you have to keep up the tempo.
You do, and also, crits doesn't really protect your own life, so these soldiers, that's one jumping in for Jordy, and then KN goes with a follow-up. They're just not quite going through that doorway yet, guys, and Jordy's on the repeat, and he does take down Lucas. That's going to make this crits definitely less effective. Was it worth sacrificing both soldiers for? Quite possibly not. Auto is still surviving here. Actually, a lot of these Maggot players are kind of getting picked apart. Do you think? But maybe they're happy about this because they're already on about 60% Uber. Maybe all they want here is just to delay, get the spawners, get their Uber, because the Uber will completely nullify the effects of the crits.
Yeah, and Lucas is down, and that means the sort of immediate threat of a long-range crit sticky onto your medic's face is just completely eliminated, right? So now Piggles is 80%, and Lucas now, with this crits, gets another opportunity to put his name in the history books here. He has one singular shot, and he needs Piggles to be unable to respond as a singular sticky shot out. Looking to bait an Uber pop as the pressure from Witness can come through, but it is such a difficult push for Witness to make. Piggles takes early damage here. Pappy is around Cafe as well, and they are just waiting for that perfect opportunity, that perfect moment. Pop the crit, still sitting all in a ball around the point as the Maggots are aggressing forwards, getting the kill onto Ixie, and that is the rest of the soldiers bursting forth as KN taken down. No further aggression coming in though. Witness are just holding on to it.
I kind of really love like the fake out from Lucas, you know, like the single sticky, like, oh, how much are you paying attention?
It's coming
gets used
in,
now,
and it's in to Piggles! Disgusting! He did it last year and he's doing it again! The enemy taken down, scrambling to try and find anything, but there is one man at the top. Tomas might be taken down and lower, but you lose your medic, and it is very hard to stay in the round.
This is going to be so difficult. Piggles still 4 seconds away from actually spawning, from being able to buff any one of their players. And you can see Auto on the Medigun already. See, these players, they know what's going on. They've got two opportunities right now. One could be going all the way forward if they wanted to be aggressive, but it looks like they're going to opt against that. Instead, they want to play what is roughly a 30% advantage. Now, that is a small margin on a last like Sunshine. However, this is Witness Gaming, you know? I feel like they can still be pretty confident about this. They can see that sniper dot as well, so they know that they would have to use straight through this top right position. If they can get this gun though, great little, like, these tiny angles from Pappy. It's like that tiny kind of micro play of peeking just enough to get the gun but not get sniped is huge.
So now actually Witness aggression comes in. They wait so late before they have to pop, and now they're coming in. The sentry gun just a level 1, instantly eliminated from AF. So now it's one Jordy up in the sky with his favorite parachute, and is just trying his best to dissuade his opponents. As Witness Uber does come out, but Piggles is 100%, has to pop this as Pappy bombs in and doesn't quite find the last rocket. But with the Uber threat gone, this is Witness now able to stay in on second, and they can just keep on pressuring. This is how you lost Gullywash, and it's how you lost Badlands. You're in the same position again on Sunshine, and the Maggots, they need to find a response here.
Such a classic Witness play. Just then, you know, they go in with their Uber, they see what they can do, they start to realize, actually, we're not going to convert this, so they keep that pressure up, and then they send that sack and get that force, and by the time that force even comes out, they're all the way back. They're nowhere near any kind of danger. That kind of dynamic play is what makes Witness one of the best there has ever been at this point. Now Uber's going to be in the hands. Once again, looks like they're going towards top right-hand side, jumping a little bit later, but going to be moving all the way forward. Sentry does get taken out. A little bit of time towards point 95 in the hands of Pickles. That's taking so much damage. A lot of cap damage coming in, but Pickles goes down!
No!
And this is going to be absolutely brutal!
That is such a sad pick there. Pickles 99%, and unfortunately just does not have the Uber in time. Witness pounce at the final seconds of that opportunity they had to push. It started off so nicely. That drop from Voxy was huge, but the counter from Lucas equally disgusting. And Witness ride it all the way to a 1-point lead on the final map, and they're looking to just take this in 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's what a lot of people would have predicted. I think there's still hope in there, you know. I feel like if there's any Dirty Maggots fans out there, they're going to need your support right now because they have an uphill struggle, and it begins on this map.
On middle, once again, Pappy is so aggressive onto the enemy side, onto Cafe, deals so much damage as well, and that means that Geordie does go down. His kill onto Syl, but look at the Maggots positioning. They are so far back, and that is Ixie on a massive flank, straight in onto Pickles. It doesn't quite find the shots, instead has to contend with the opponent scouts, but he does not find the kills on. So now, it is the Maggots with a kill. Zams is so far forwards, but doesn't quite find the kill onto Lucas.
Oh, that was, yeah. Again, a good little heads-up play on the side of Auto and Lucas backing out that lower, getting themselves as many different kind of, you know, doorways and little kind of turns as possible to not get caught out of anywhere significant. So, very well done for them. Uber's now in the hands of both medics. Second will be firmly in the hands of the Maggots. So their opportunity to try and go for some kind of sack attempt. They really, I mean, a round here would really get them back into it. I think they'd be very, very happy if they can try and find some form of aggression that can work for them.
They need to find any kind of angle, right? You can see the soldier bombing across there just to try to get a bit of height. KN's playing this weird position in lower, forced to shoot upwards direct at the opponent. Just kind of scout everyone out. Geordie actually manages to find himself a very aggressive position in here forward. Forces Auto all the way back to spawn, and Lucas is caught in no man's land. On the point, that sticky's gone, and suddenly the sack gets very dangerous. That is a huge long-range rocket from Pappy onto Af, but doesn't quite find the kill. So now with the enemy demo dead, what is the pressure going to look like? You know that this is an opportunity that you have been given. How do you respond? Silenta's taken down already, and you can start pressuring down your opponent. Sentrygun is in dire straits and is pistoled down by Voxy. So now the pressure keeps building on Witness. They are trying desperately to hold on as Lucas respawns, and Af already goes down. Voxy does not find the shots as Lucas finds another kill onto the other scout, and the aggression is staved off. Even Uber's still, but Witness looking to force it off soon.
Yeah, that's really, really well weathered with the aggression there for Witness. You know, they had so many different things going on from so many different directions. They just had to weather the storm, keep themselves alive, and they managed exactly that. But that being said, the effort from Dirty Maggots was incredibly commendable. I feel like just, you know, a couple of things done a little bit differently, maybe they would have found success there. And that's great from their POV. Gun has already gone down, but traded for Zams. It's really not what you want.
That's so hard now, right, for the Maggots. They just have no positioning on lobby anymore. It's so hard to hold it without a demo. You can see Tomas instantly getting so much more aggressive. The kill into KN, this is kind of crumbling for them. Pyro's 9 HP, but is going to be able to get out alive. So now you lose 2 in lobby. And suddenly Witness, they're kind of looking at second. They're not going to go for it. They will not be baited into it. They know that it's... Probably could go for it, to be honest, but it's a bit of a risky play. So instead, they're just going to sit back. Voxy running back to that resup door here.
Oh, there we go. Going to be coming up on a sniper. I mean, you know, we had some decent angles before. Obviously, you know, there was success with the spy, but you can't rely on it too much. You know, it's something which, you know, only works as a surprise factor. The second it starts being expected, then it's just, you know, going to end up being a little bit pointless. So there we go. Going to be undoubtedly playing towards this left-hand side to begin with. There's lots of nice, big, long sniper sightlines. If you can get a first frag towards Lucas, that could really, really open things up. Oh. And he doesn't, I'll be honest with you. He just doesn't.
He just instantly shut down there from the pipes of Lucas. Pappy gets a bit aggressive in lobby. He's taken down. I think these kills don't really mean that much right. You're just kind of trading 1 for 1. Pappy completely happy with that. No sweat off his back.
No, I mean, you know, it's a little bit of log damage. Jordy does try and get aggressive. Manages to pick up Lucas once again. And the arrow, all important there for Pickles, is going to keep him alive now. Aggressive towards his left-hand side. Nearly catches a soldier towards spawn. Not quite.
Oh, and this is Zams getting taken down by Tomas as well on the flank. And so suddenly now you can keep trying to pressure this, but that's still a gun up. This is very dangerous. So Pappy is taken down, but Voxy falling as well with Af cleaned up by Silentes. You have to back off here. Soldier re-aggression onto top. Is he gonna eat so much damage? Silted behind you, Jordy. That means you fall. Suddenly seconds in question here for Maggots. And Witness are slowly crawling their way back into the round. No Uber popped. They just managed to take second.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what the Dirty Maggots are trying to do. You know, they managed to get Lucas once, so maybe they're just like, okay, we can get him again, see if we can deal with this gun. Whenever they lose Zams, though, it does make things so difficult. They're trying to get aggressive all the way towards second once again. Great little rocket. Oh, but that's a trade. That's doable. That's good. And Voxy and Af combine onto Silentes. No soldiers now on the side of the defending Witness Gaming. They're backing all the way to lobby. Maybe could get chased just a little bit. Af feels like he wants to. And importantly, they don't have last setup, they don't have a pyro, they don't have a sentry gun, so top right can actually really go the way of the Dirty Maggots. They can try and find their way in. There is a heavy, which buffed is going to soak up a lot of damage. Their players just only now camping second is going to make things a little bit more difficult. The damage is not really going their way, and the frags absolutely not either. They're going to have to get forced to back up.
Yeah, Af just a little bit over-aggressive there. Shut down by the heavy means that now Witness trying to trade Silentes for it. So once again, unable to push, but thankfully for the Maggots, they've managed to stave off the aggression here. Jordy, though, just turns the corner, and that is Lucas setting up traps, and just it gets away with murder, to be honest.
I'm going to be real. If Lucas had got caught there, that could have been the round. Straight up. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, now there's a soldier trying to aggress in, but that's KN falling as well. So aggression completely, firmly staved off from by Witness once again here. The Maggots still set up on second. Witness thoroughly unwilling to push out of their last. Still, they have a sniper up as well as an engineer, so they really just don't have the manpower to actually break through this lobby. He's going to sit back onto their last. It is 4 minutes on the round timer. Because they managed to cap that second for just a little bit, it feels like we've been here forever. Tomas just up on Spy, and White spot the KN sniper here.
Quite possibly. I feel like everyone's getting an opportunity to snipe this game. I feel like, you know, we're all kind of taking it in turns, having a bit of fun. Very patient. Okay, just only now takes that first shot. That was about 150, but not too much.
So now KN on the AWP is going to run over to right-hand side and spot a soldier out, but he really wants one man. He has a medigun, so aggression's going to come forward, trying to build a sightline for the sniper. And once again, is a kill onto Lucas now. Pappy dangerously low onto the point. He's going to force Silentes to bomb through. It actually gets taken down by KN. The sniper now has an insane angle here, as also forced to stay behind the point. He has still not popped this Uber, but with Zams now taking down the sentry gun. Crits from Tomas are going to be a bit scary, but forced to switch onto the pyros. The Uber's forced from both sides. It's going to last a bit longer. Tomas onto this pyro in lobby, going to shut down Voxy. And I think for now, the Maggots are down one player, but they're going to keep on peeking. This sniper sees an angle, takes the shot, and just barely misses onto Auto. Don't find the second one either. This is continued pressure here from the Maggots. They're trying to make something happen.
With Jordy going down, it's going to be that little bit more difficult. KN really hungry for it, desperate to try and find an angle towards his left-hand side. Every time they get a frag, they just lose one more player, and it makes it so difficult. Like, getting Lucas is great, but when you have a sniper and then, like, you lose a soldier, you kind of only have 4 classes you can really be involved in a push, and it makes it so difficult. They are finding things. They are finding success. I'm having to keep reminding myself that there are opportunities for them here. They're just not managing to string it together right now. KN coming back to spawn. We have 2 soldiers again. We have cookie cutter classes. We're back to normal one.
I think we might be looking at a bit of a stubble soldier sack, but you have to start looking at the round timer as well. 2 minutes left. These soldier sacks only have so much time to actually be set up. Guns up at well. This is really scary here. So KN's just going to take a buff with Jordy as well, but you're taking a lot of damage here as Zams. Needs to get healed up, so KN's going to walk in through lower. This is a tough ask for your soldiers. KN already getting potted at, already getting shot at. How do your soldiers get in? It's Jordy immediately aggressing. Stickies are spotted, but Jordy eats so much damage. KN unable to get in. And so Jordy just gets juggled forever, gets taken down. KN gets some kind of an angle. One kill onto Pappy. Silentez low. Lucas once again eating a lot of damage, but just barely stays alive. The gun is enough. The pyro is enough to take down Zamza. This is suddenly 3 down, including a demo. Witness, they might be looking to push this.
Going to be an interesting insight into Witness's mentality right now. 1 minute 15 left on the round timer.
Oh.
They could push out if they want to. They don't want to. They're going for a round reset. I think it's kind of interesting that they still do have a lot of respect for Dirty Maggots. They know they're currently at a 1-round advantage, and if they keep it like it is, they will win this grand finals. Great. But they also know that nothing can be taken as a given, you know.
They have to grab something, right? The Maggots, they have to be able to grasp it within their own hands. And so far, unsuccessful. Lucas completely shuts down the aggression from Geordie. So now you're down a player. Once again, that sack is instantly gone, and losing a soldier like this, you only have 38 seconds left. You might have to do the dry push, or just the Uber trade into dry push without your soldier. It's really tricky now. 30 seconds left on the round, and you just have to send it. So you can see them buffing up their players, taking their time. But with 20 seconds left, the Uber's popped in through lower straight onto Zams. It is a sentry gun taken down immediately, but also has not popped. The Uber fades completely as Witness find so much space. 15 seconds now onto the round timer, as actually a lot of point cap is taken, and the Uber pop from Auto forced to flash a lot of players, but there's a lot of damage onto the Maggots as they retreat out of 0.5 seconds left. Just a little bit of cap time to buffer their end on this round as they now go forwards, but Voxy's already dead. There's a lot of damage onto Lucas, but this Heavy is just standing on the point. Clean up comes through, and that is Witness holding on. Maggots do not get the round conversion, and we go back onto middle with 10 minutes left.
Here we go. Okay, so 10 minutes, it's a lot of time. It's a lot to play with. But at the same time, we need to see something big from Dirty Maggots. If there's an opportunity where, you know, to use one of those, like, spicy little mids you've been cooking up, you know, some, like, aggressive soldier play or some crazy new rollout, I feel like it's now. This is, you know, a little bit do or die. If there's anything you can do differently in your mid, you do it.
So far, it's Lucas just kind of rolling in to mid, as Pappy not quite as aggressive onto enemy cafe, I say, as he's just immediately in and completely shutting down Geordie. So with the help of Thomas and Lucas, that is the end of the middle for Dirty Maggots over before it even begins, because they can take no height. They have slight advantage somehow. I don't know how. Pickles is 20% ahead advantage, but I'm almost certain that they don't know that. Yeah,
I don't think they'll be pushing off that. I don't think that's anything anyone of the 12 people on the server are actually aware of. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Witness is going to be pretty happy with this. And Silentez, like, Silentez is doing the, like, I want to bomb kind of play.
Oh, my God.
Dude, Pappy. Oh, God. Dude, if I was Pickles, I would have been, that's what they call a squeaky bum time.
Yeah, and he knows, like, he can't afford to pop there, right? If he does, it's just over for the round. But it's just immediate return pressure in onto Ali, and they manage to find the kill onto Voxy. So now with him down, the Witness aggression can keep coming forward. They get their own player back up. Look at how aggressive these stickies from Lucas are as well. He wants to get in onto second, but it is such a direct line between him and the rest of the Maggots. So you can see the aggression comes out. Actually, immediate damage onto Zams as Thomas tries to get in through lower. Quite managed to make it work. Witches are back onto middle, and everything's fine, I think, I hope.
Yeah, no, fine. It's a relative term, but with one scout down, do we now see some aggression? Kayan is very far up the flank, does get a little bit of damage. We're going for air shots, fair enough, as this soldier does try and go all the way behind them, does get cleaned up though. Uber's now getting traded. Now with a player down, and a very, very equal Uber trade here. Is this the opportunity you want to find on the side of Dirty Maggots? Pushing all the way towards this choke point, not really able to connect too much, but, you know, it's not the end of the world.
So even Ubers, once again, with Silentez down, I think there was a world where maybe you could have gone extraordinarily aggressive and tried to play off the singular pick ad. Instead, Maggots just going to stack the point, make sure Sil doesn't get a forward spawn. So Geordie aggressing in through Cafe, finds a lot of damage onto Pappy, actually. Return frag as well. You can see how low Witness are actually falling. They're all sub 100 HP, all of below 50% health, as Zams is pelting them here with stickies. But unfortunately for the Maggots, they're not able to find an actual angle in for either of the soldiers to actually capitalize off of the damage. So they have to sit back, and they have to wait as both medics build up 100% and Witness continue to just run down the clock.
On the side of Dirty Maggots right now, I feel like the big thing that would be in my head is the fact that everyone knows the easiest way to push Sunshine last is to absolutely nuke them on second. So in this situation, I feel like they're not in a bad spot, you know. If you can find success with some kind of sack, some kind of play, and KN's going in with a deep bomb all the way around. The first rocket does connect, but the second, he doesn't even get time to fire it.
That's really nicely responded by Ixie and Tomas. The downside with that bomb in is that it is just so telegraphed, right? You have so long to react to it, and Ixie and Toe are just right on the money. The counter spam is nice, but you do just instantly get that kill returned onto Tomas. So that is aggression for now. Jordy's in, but immediate air pipe from Lucas shuts that down. The aggression is completely countered once again, but the health bars from Witness are kind of low. Zams is continuing to farm these damage logs.
Yeah, I feel like Zams may have taken the criticism in the logs from the last game maybe a little bit personally. He's like, you know what? I'm an above 200 DPM demo. Humble brag.
Better than Ixie. If you know, you know.
Damn. Can't believe you just said that. KN tries to go again. Not quite managing it. There's a lot going on. Okay, wow. Bye.
What an
Sick.
exchange.
That's one of those where you just go back like, man, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I gave it a go.
That's fine. Yeah. You just kind of shake it off. I think, okay, we're in a very weird situation, right? It's even Ubers once again, but the Maggots just find no way of attacking, right? You see Jordy sort of really try to play Cafe. Instead it's Zams with the double in. He's bombing forwards, and he finds absolutely nothing.
But that would have been sick, though.
It would have been so cool.
Oh, do it again.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, run it back. I mean, at this point, right, you're trying so many different things, but it's all individual sacks. I feel like you have to go for more than one. But with that demo down, means the Witness are just going to go straight for the trade. It is a lot of damage onto the enemy scout, but look at the Maggots HP in this post-Uber. It is so scary for them. So After's going to have to do a lot of work with KN already falling, with Sil already in onto the enemy side, with Pappy with a massive crunch bomb.
Oh my god.
Everyone on the Maggots is falling. Just Piggles left alive at 8% Uber, and what can you do against a swarm of opponents that are looking to mercilessly ruin your day? They are in and letting you suffer as they take down your medic. And the Maggots now, horrifying position here, on to last. Uber Dissad, you're down a round already, and with just 5 minutes left to go, you need a miracle now.
Yeah, I agree with that. It sucks so much having Piggles die that late. It's not his fault. He was just trying to get out. It was never going to happen. But it's so difficult now. It's such an Uber disadvantage. I'm almost surprised Witness didn't just like send it in. But at the same time, like, they're not really going to care. This is like the perfect spot for them, you know? There is going to be like an NG. There is going to be a sniper. They will have to use through the doorway. I don't think Witness is going to care. They have that Uber, and that is going to go straight on in.
Uber now pop in for Witness. It's essentially going to take it down. Lucas leading his team forwards as Pappy's now going to bomb through straight in onto the enemy soldier. So much damage dealt onto KN, who's just instantly taken down. Jordy follows his teammates, and it is so much damage from Witness, crunching onto the point, looking to take another round as Pappy bombs forwards once again. Witness look unstoppable, and with 4.5 minutes left, Maggots need something, anything, a glimmer.
Magic. I think at this point, they're going to need some magic. It is very much not impossible. They're going to need to pull whatever strats they have lying around, whatever old little, you know, notebook they have from like 6 years ago. Why not? Let's do it, you know? I'm talking like beggars, mids, airstrike, whatever to make it work. Let's see what they can pull off on this mid. One strong mid here and an Uber advantage onto last could turn this game on its head, but they need to get in.
It's all about momentum for the Maggots now. They need to shift it. It's an early bomb from KN and instantly going behind the enemy lines. So Jordy now is going to try and bomb up, take high ground, and force the enemy to stay in onto Bally. And an early kill from Ixie as well. This is a lot of damage by KN, corralling the enemy back. But it's Tomas doing so much work alongside the demo of Lucas as they combine for more and more kills. Just Zams and Piggles left alive, forced to retreat. They cannot stay in. Pappy in the skybox in onto Piggles and just finds the easy two-shot. You can take him down, but it's just too late. One Zams is all that's left. And he has to hide in dungeon. And he has to watch as the rest and his hopes and his dreams are crumbling before his eyes. He's in the finals. 5 times in 2 weeks, he is forced to lose every map to Witness, and on his own, he has to walk forwards and try desperately to hit something, find nothing, walk back onto last. This is a massive Uber dissad. You have 22% crits. Jordy has a flank. It's half taken down already, however, as Tomas is walking in through on top. It is just a Thomas Uber. No stickies on point anymore as he clears them. The cap time almost goes off. Jordy taken down as well. The enemy is in spawn as Voxy taken down as well. Just Lucas and the rest of his team surging forwards, stamping their victory, and it is 2.5 minutes left. They are 3-0 up, and I think that just might be it.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it. It may well just be it, but you know what? I don't know maths. I don't know about you, Wan. I never did good at maths, and I'm hoping no one else ever did good at maths either, because maybe there's some kind of magic that can happen. I don't know. I'm seeing a KritzKast, I'm seeing a sniper in the mid. I feel like the Dirty Maggots, they want to finish their LAN with a bang, and you know what? They have fought so hard to get in this grand finals, and they fought every moment, every second of it, and they deserve just a little bit of time to shine.
The only maps they lost the whole tournament were to Witness. But unfortunately, those were the ones that ended up mattering most. It's a KN sniper in the middle that finds a decent angle here. Probably going to do a bit of damage as well. Honestly, they're probably taking this mid fight. First mid fight actually all game, but they're actually going to end up winning. Really nice shot to Lucas there.
There we go. Nice little headshot, you know, actually forcing these remaining Witness players all the way back. Maybe they can keep things going. The soldier aggression. Oh, not quite hitting those rockets. The crits is coming! App is absolutely annihilated. Does he find him? No! Completely unaware of where Alto's playing. He wants to go for more. Going all the way in. Somehow Witness won't even give him that.
Oh my god. That is so
The
horrifying.
Pappy Scout!
It's Pappy on Scout. Thomas on Soldier. Witness are having a bit of fun here at the end. Yeah, the timer completely over. Maggots had such a good run. They crawled all the way through some grueling games against the Frenchies, against Pike Gaming as well. But man, Witness, they're just on another level.
They are. They are. Everyone knows it. You know it. I know. I think Dirty Maggots know it as well. Incredibly commendable play. They gave it their all. They've done everything they could this weekend. There's only so much you can do against the sheer powerhouse that is Witness Gaming. And in this remaining 30 seconds, we'll just have one tiny little bit of drama.
Lucas just looking to find one more kill. Unfortunately, doesn't find that long-range pipe, but hits the other one onto Aff.
There we go. Brutal.
That little figment of your imagination, and they're that little monster in your nightmares. They are all powerful and they are all knowing. They are untouchable. They are your forever kings of Europe. They are your Überfest 2025 champions. The best team in the fucking world. Witness Gaming!
Give it up to Dirty Maggots. And now finally, without any further ado, for like the 4th time now, they've gone through the brackets, they've gone through the playoffs, and they've gone through the finals without dropping a single map. Please give it up for Testimonianza di gioco, aka Witness Gaming! Please lift your trophy up!
Oh, you did?
Oh, damn. Well, all right. The undisputed champions of European 6v6 Team Fortress 2 now. And getting the well-deserved medals awarded by Gideon. Please. Congratulations to Ixi, Thomas, Silentes, Papi, Lucas, and Otto.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, before we let you go, we need to know a few things. First of all, I'm going to ask Otto, Thomas, are you guys up for a little bit of a chat?
Papi loves it. Papi loves it.
Papi, come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Papi, please tell me. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, really good. We're happy to win.
You're happy to win. Is it your only win? How many other wins do you have in plans?
There's one planned coming in February, hopefully. That we will be looking to play. Yeah.
All right. What are you going to spend all this money for?
How much do we win?
You should probably check the rules before you enter this tournament.
TCS? Do you know how much prize pool?
I'm going to give you a little in.
1,250. Oh, that's actually quite good. That's quite what? 200.
First thing you're going to spend all this money for.
Pay the flight off.
Team Fortress 2 in a nutshell.
I don't know. Tesco shops, maybe.
Tesco shop. Gotta support Tesco, right?
Christmas shopping.
Christmas
shopping. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you.
Christmas shopping.
More bunks? Yeah, blue bunks.
More bunks. Blue bunks.
I see red bunks lined up. I'm a blue bunker.
Blue bunk Stan.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a fight. So, last question, actually. What are you going to immediately after this ends rolling?
Pack up and then get some drinks.
Phenomenal. Thank you very much. Once more, please give it up to Testimonianza di gioco, almost, aka Witness Gaming! And one last thing before we let you guys enjoy the rest of the night as victors of Überfest 2025 is going to be the MVP award given out by our very own head admin, DCS. It's going to be a phenomenal award. As we're going to move into it, it has been handpicked by a very curated jury. Please, tell us.
It is my pleasure to announce the Überfest 2025 MVP winning this awesome Steel Series keyword, Lucas Tank. Congratulations.
Before we round this night off, I would just like to thank you for giving us an amazing show, giving us an amazing spectacle, and just giving us a lot of fun and just excellent moments on the stream. But we're going to round this one off. So one last thing before we will round off Überfest 2025, Witness Gaming as the absolute victors. Give it up. Witness Gaming!
and if it's not 3, 2, 1.
Worst the way, 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 worst the way.
Solutions that sort of old, I think what we're doing now is much more about sort of service platforms.
Worst the way, 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 worst the way.
So the way internally is it's going to be much more about can provide, but it's less about, I think there's going to be a big, IP and what allows you to, we think that part of the reason, we take advantage of,
After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. 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 Again, worth the wait. 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 Nice job.